Hello, everyone, and welcome to our live session with an amazing entrepreneur from our Endeavor network. My name is Claudia Duran. I'm Managing Director of Endeavor in Miami, and I'll be your moderator for today. So I would like to invite Anabel Perez to join me on the stage. Welcome, Anabel.
Hi, Claudia. Great to be with you here.
Good to see you, and thank you for joining me today. I'm very excited to be here and do this interview and learn a little bit more about yourself and about Novopayment. So for everybody to know a little bit, Anabel Perez is the co-founder of Novopayment, which is a fintech company, and she will talk a little bit more to us about the company and the amazing technology that they've developed. So we are here today for a Founders series on Women's History Month and to highlight the story of successful Endeavor entrepreneurs in Miami. So today we will be discussing the journey that Anabel has had with Overcame. So let's get started, Anabel.
Ready.
So tell us a little bit, what did you do prior to becoming an entrepreneur? I know it's been a long journey from Venezuela to Miami, but just tell us a little bit about that journey.
Yes, I thank you again for the opportunity. I'm happy to share my story and the journey of Novopayment to your audience, and I hope that I can provide some lessons and inspire others to become an entrepreneur. I started my career as a banker. I was able to gain several positions in the financial and payment industry over my career. I worked for a very prestigious financial institution. I served as a senior vice president of retail banking, and that gave me the opportunity to have firsthand lessons from the pain points that banks experience when they want to launch or create a new product, and more importantly, the opportunity to learn from the pain points of their clients and find ways to provide solutions to those challenges.
And then from banking, you transitioned into being a co-founder of Novopayment. What motivated you to build Novopayment?
Well, I do believe that at my time at the Banco Venezolano de Crédito, a very well-known and prestigious financial institution, I always behaved like an intrapreneur. I was always trying to solve problems, to identify opportunities, to be more competitive, and importantly, to stay relevant in front of our clients. So, and it was a very difficult time because sometimes you needed to fight for budget or for priorities, and I realized that it was difficult for a bank to really innovate from the inside, and that's how the idea started to create something that could bring the opportunity for incumbents, regulated entities to reduce their technology gap and to be able to innovate faster, and to help incumbents to partner with disruptors and help disruptors to interpret better the realities and the needs of infrastructure in order to be able to launch those value propositions. So that's how I transitioned from being an intrapreneur to an entrepreneur.
Great. And so tell us a little bit more about the business. What is Novopayment? What's the technology trying to solve?
Yes, Novopayment, it's a fintech enabler. So we're in the category of financial infrastructure. So we provide a set of APIs and other technical tools to banks, digital merchants, neobanks, fintechs, and acquirers to be able to build and deploy a digital payment and financial use cases. We are the engine behind many of those innovative and disruptive models that you can see across LATAM and now here in the United States. Our platform provides digital banking, payment infrastructure, and card solution combined. So you can build an entire neobank from scratch. You just need to get the money to establish your go-to-market strategy and get the financial license, and you can rely on Novopayment to build the entire infrastructure to be able, for example, to capture deposits or to enable remote and secure payments, to offer the virtual credentials to originate transactions on the digital economy, or even to originate investment and loans.
Amazing. So you're the engine behind a lot of the successful startups and scale-ups in many regions, and you're the enabling that through your technology for them to be able to scale. Tell us a little bit more about Novopayment's impact in Latin America, because I know you have a big presence in Latin America. Can you tell us about that impact that Novopayment is having there and beyond?
Yes, thank you. Today we have a presence we serve 14 markets. Also, we serve clients in 14 markets, and we have resources in 5, including the United States. When we started to build our infrastructure, what we initially started doing was connecting the dots in specific markets. So imagine wrapping and digitizing the financial and payment landscape in one particular market, for example, Peru, Colombia. And then we expand as a consequence of the needs of our clients, or the joint collaboration that we established with partners, and that gave us the opportunity to establish the existing or the current footprint of the company. Today, what we have been doing is building a tech fabric that is connecting these 14 markets and being able to enable not only in-country but also cross-border type of use cases.
Okay, and so you're in 14 markets and you chose the United States as your headquarters. Tell us why you made that choice.
Yes, we choose not only the United States, we also choose Miami, where you and I are. And we choose Miami because Miami is a gateway of Latam, but also today is a gateway to the United States. And we choose Miami not only because we knew that it will become what the community today is for the fintech space and for the tech space in general, but also because of the access to flights, not only within the United States, but also to many destinations in the Caribbean and Latin America. So it's the same distance to go from Miami to Boston to Bogota, or it's the same distance more or less to go to San Francisco than to go to Ecuador. So it gives us a huge flexibility. And of course, Miami has become home for many Latino entrepreneurs like myself, looking to create impact in the Americas.
No, impressive trajectory. Congratulations. Now we're changing a little bit the subject to challenges of being a founder, because all entrepreneurs have different challenges in scaling their companies. And I know you went through the process of raising capital from investors, and especially being a woman founder in fintechs, in the fintech space. Can you share how was that experience, and what advice would you give other female founders trying to obtain investors to back their businesses?
Maybe the audience will recognize what I'm going to say, but the first asset that you need to start a business is yourself, and believe in yourself, and if others also believe in you and your idea, is the right ingredient and recipe to continue or start your journey, your business. So I was very fortunate that I immediately, the idea came out. I was supported by the initial group of investors, and that motivated me a lot to initiate the process of building Novopayment. So we were very successful in our initial stages. I was living at that time in Venezuela, and when I moved here to the state, my only international experience was shopping at Dayland Mall. Okay, so I created my own recipe with the support of my team, and that's how everything started. It was a learning process. It was a process of continued adaptation and evolution. And that's another important factor when you start a business. You need to be ready not only to execute a plan, but also to be able to pivot and adapt as the market demands, and as certain circumstances that you cannot prevent push you, like the one that we experienced, all of us experienced during the COVID times. So during the entire process of building and expanding, we not only expand but also continue to build on top what we built before, and adjust and update, because technology is moving too fast. So our mission today is to be ahead of our clients, because that's why that's one of the main reasons that our clients prefer Novopayment than others.
Yeah.
But during all of that process, I didn't take into account that I was a woman. So I just worked hard. I just did my job to motivate my team. We shared responsibilities, and I think the results of Novopayment today is is the result of the collective effort and collaboration that we have been able to put together. Yes, it's hard to raise capital. It's hard for everyone, but once you find a smart investor, once you find investor that also is willing to support your idea, your vision, and they are not only committing with resources but also with the right energy and timing, is the recipe. I do believe the recipe for success. And I'm fortunate that I found my institutional investor, and I'm executing the next level of Novopayment now.
Great. That's very true what you just said. More than institutional investor, you choose a partner that will add value to you and your business in that process to scale. So that's a very good advice for any entrepreneur who's raising capital, trying to find the right investor that's going to be a strategic partner, right? And has a great energy to be able to add value to you. So was there any difficult moment in your journey to scaling your company that you want to share, and how you overcame that challenge?
Yes. When you and scale, of course, you are always positive and enthusiastic, and there's several things that you don't anticipate that could or derail or detour your journey. I always work on a plan A, plan B, and plan C, because and part of the nature of being an entrepreneur is to believe in an idea and to execute on that idea. But not always is just about resources. It's all about, the recipe for execution. So we encounter, for example, multiple invisible barriers that prevent us to expand as expected.
Yeah.
Most of them were cultural barriers, or and the financial service space. It's reserved as of now to a few. If you don't have a license, you cannot deliver services. So that has been a big difficulty for many fintechs to emerge. And also in certain markets, if you are not regulated as an enabler, you can also you cannot, sorry, even serve big clients, big customers. And the sales cycle is also something that not necessarily you can manage as you wish. And if the sales cycle in the process takes too much, of course, consume time and money. So we learned from our own mistakes, and we were able to adjust, or changing the wheels of the car in movement. So a lot of learning, and part of the let's say the recipe for us to be able to expand so quickly is that we were able to invite and retain and develop great talent in different markets that serve as an interpreter, because we share the same language, at least in part of Latam, but it's not the same Spanish. It's not the same yes or no. So it's all about persistence and resilience, and interpreting in the right way the markets that you serve.
and then hiring the right talent that can execute in the markets, right? Because you can't be in every country at once. So you have to trust, I'm sure, your team to be able to deliver and execute with your leadership. So thank you for that, sharing that experience. And can you share a little bit about where is Novopayment now, and where do you see it in the next few years?
Well, I think we are again in a new inflection point, and I'm very happy to for that. And not only because now we have additional support, but also because we are adding a great new talent, a more diverse talent. Today we have resources in California, in Texas, in Virginia, in Washington, here in Miami, and in another 5 markets across Latam where we strongly operate. But now we're hiring also remotely engineers from Argentina, from Uruguay, from Chile. So Novopayment is becoming every day more global, more multicultural, more an America's organization, and not just in a specific market in the United States. I mean, we're conceiving more an America's organization that will be able to help its client to capture and build new value over the assets that we have been building over the years and maintaining. So I see Novopayment continue impacting the life of the end customers of our clients. I see Novopayment delivering on its promise to build community, to create jobs, and to create value for our shareholders. And I think Novopayment will emerge every day more in the Miamian community as a reference for others, like an example of an organization that have done a very good job, little by little, creating something that will stay relevant for a long time.
I know you worked really hard, and I see your passion for what you do. And I'm sure you're always listening to your clients and modifying the technology so it serves their needs. Tell us about how the technology of Novopayments developing is helping your clients scale. Like, give us an example. Why is Novopayment a key piece of their business for them to scale?
We were very fortunate that we were born in a moment of cloud computing, mobile, and in a moment in which interoperability is key. Because what we do not only is to expose our own services to clients, but also to aggregate and orchestrate services from partners. And we have more than 60 organizations connected to our platform to enable use cases that are mission critical for our clients. So that interoperability, that connectivity that we have, it's an insurance for us to continue to evolve, because in a global economy, in a connected digital economy, that's a great recipe to continue to stay relevant and ahead of the curve. So partnership, collaboration has been key for us to be able to learn and to help our clients to evolve, adapt, and scale.
So can you explain for those who are listening to us today, who is the client you're seeking? Describe the client so that people can know if there is a fit and reach out to Novopayment to become your client.
Yes, we have 4 types of clients. We have banks, the incumbents in the space. Just to give you a number, in Latam, there's about 700 of them of different size. Here in the United States, it's over 13,000. Then you have the neobanks and fintechs. So the emergent disruptors, those that are challenging the status quo. So many of those neobanks and fintechs were born as a consequence of innovation projects of the incumbents. Others have emerged as a result of the creativity of amazing entrepreneurs that we support. We have 3 unicorns are supported by Novopayment today. And various large financial institutions across Latam. We also serve digital merchants, those that aggregate different type of e-commerce and retailers. And what they basically do, they are building what is now recognized as lifestyle apps. So imagine an app that, of course, you use every day, like the type of Uber that you can interact for different needs, including access to financial services. And we are also helping the acquirers, those that participate in the value chain of every time you make a purchase, POS or the e-commerce, they are the connectors. So we are elevating the capability of the rails to be able to launch products like imagine Venmo meet Square type of solutions. So those are our end markets. And now it's becoming more frequent for us to interact directly with multinationals and corporations. And you say, why? Well, because they wanted to consume financial services on their terms. So they're interested to create their inside fintechs.
Of course.
Because they manage too many data and flow of financial resources as a consequence of their procurement process and as a consequence of their delivery of their products and services that imply collections. So so we're enabling them on the upstream and downstream of their financial processes.
Wow, that's great. How many types of clients you're serving? That's very impressive, and that your technology is able to help them deal with their clients and all the different payments and apps, payment, startups, and banks. You have a lot of responsibility. I salute you to what you do. Congratulations. And last question before you go, I wanted to just ask you if you want to tell something to the audience so that they can walk away with a piece of advice from you. Just share anything that you think can add value to them.
Well, I hope that you learn a little bit about what we do and the role in creation and distribution of digital financial and payment services across the United States and Latin America. I do believe to start a business, again, it's just having an idea that you consider that could change the world, and not necessarily you change the world in a few months or in a few years. Importantly, to consider how you will compete and what type of support you need, because it's not just financial support, because money just buy you time to prove something. It's a combination of the response of the market that you're intending to serve, is the consequence of the support that you can gain from your team and, of course, your investors. So surround yourself of great advisors, people that believe in you and support you, even though when you are making a big mistake. And continue your journey. That's my final message for the audience.
Great. Thank you so much. There's so many founders that are struggling and sometimes they want to give up because it's hard to be an entrepreneur. And I love your advice. Just continue your journey, be resilient, have the right advisors, mentors.
That's why I enjoy to be part of Endeavor, because Endeavor always is there for support. Great people, amazing people are part of the Endeavor Mentorship Network. And now here in Miami, that is a global destination, you can reach advice from people that have experience in different industries, different verticals, and are truly reachable and available to help. And as you just said, that it's important an entrepreneur needs to be vulnerable. I mean, if you wanted to learn, you need to share your pain, your problem, what keep you awake at night, so you can get the right support. So don't be ashamed to ask for help. Uh, People that look for help and process those advice and execute are the ones that are successful. So success is to be in good health, to maintain it, to keep a family, to be to be surrounded of great people, and of course to deliver on the promise to your investors. So the combination of everything is a successful entrepreneur from my perspective.
Great advice. And I love what you say about being open and sharing your challenges and asking for help, because when you're vulnerable and you need that help from peers and other people who have been in the same position, that's when you learn and grow even further to become a more savvy founder and be able to succeed with your business. So I'm really happy to hear that you've been doing that. Thank you so much for this amazing conversation. And I am very proud of leading Endeavor here in Miami and being able to support founders like yourself to be successful. So thank you, Anabel, for all your amazing advice. Very insightful. And if you all want to learn more about Novopayment, I invite you to contact the Novopayment team, Anabel, on LinkedIn, and learn more about their technologies. Because if you're a fintech, a payments app, a bank, any you can hire Novopayment services in order to scale. So there you go.
Thank you for the warm intro and for the opportunity. And of course, as a fintech here in Miami, more than open to share my experiences. And thank you, Endeavor, for everything that you do for us, to be a part of the founding institutional investors in the Miami technology community. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anabel, and thank you for participating in our Founders to Founders series on Women's History Month. Thank you again, and good luck with everything.
Thank you. Bye-bye. See you soon.